Sobi Stadium is thunderous. Philippine flags are fluttering absolutely everywhere you look. Eala just departed the court after the toughest contest of her career, and the whole tennis world is wondering the same thing tonight. Can she withstand an informed Belinda Bencic next and keep this extraordinary run alive? Let's rewind, because you genuinely need to understand exactly what unfolded Saturday night in Toronto. Eala was up against seasoned American veteran Caty McNally in the third round of the National Bank Open, a WTA 1000 event, one of the largest platforms in tennis outside the four Grand Slam tournaments themselves. She captured the opening set convincingly, 6-3. Everything looked routine, almost deceptively effortless. Then, early in the second set, sudden disaster narrowly struck. Eala struck a forehand, landed awkwardly, and badly twisted her right ankle. She nonetheless managed to win that point, but immediately summoned the physiotherapist. The stadium went eerily silent. Thousands of devoted fans who had flown in or driven hours just to watch her compete held their breath. Was this dream run about to end right there, undone by one unlucky misstep? Her injured ankle got strapped up tightly. She kept fighting, but clearly wasn't moving with the same fluency, and McNally sensed the opportunity. The American, who had already eliminated Wimbledon champion Linda Noskova earlier in the tournament, reeled off 3 consecutive games and snatched the second set 7-5. For a moment, it genuinely looked like the fairy tale was fracturing under the accumulated weight of everything Eala has carried this summer. But here's the remarkable thing about Eala this season. She simply, stubbornly refuses to fold. In the deciding third set she found something more, pulled ahead early, and closed out the contest 6-4 after 2 hours and 39 grueling minutes of pure grit and competitive determination. Afterward, in her on-court interview, she summed it up simply. "I think I survived that one," she told the crowd. "It was so grueling." She also made a genuine point of crediting McNally afterward, saying the match could have gone either way and that it genuinely came down to details and a little bit of fortune. Now here's the injury update fans have been waiting for. Speaking to reporters afterward, Eala explained precisely what happened. "I kind of rolled my ankle in that second set. I hit the forehand and landed kind of wrong. I called the physio. I don't know what happened because it happened so quickly." Then came the reassuring relief that anxious fans back home had been hoping for. Luckily, there's nothing wrong with it, and it was no serious problem. She did admit the fatigue is very genuine, though, having played back-to-back tournaments since her career-defining breakthrough in Washington. And that breakthrough is a significant part of why this whole run feels so different from anything she's done previously. Just days before arriving in Toronto, Eala claimed her very first WTA Tour singles title at the Mubadala DC Open, defeating world number 3 Jessica Pegula in a hard-fought 3-set championship final. That result made her the first Filipino player, man or woman, to win a WTA Tour singles title. It pushed her into the top 20 in the world rankings for the first time. This isn't a lucky week or a hot streak. This is a genuinely elite player who has won 10 of her last 11 matches dating back to Wimbledon, and she's riding a 7-match streak into arguably the hardest, most daunting test she's faced all year. Standing directly across the net now is Belinda Bencic. The experienced Swiss veteran is the number 12 seed in Toronto, a Tokyo Olympic gold medalist, a former top 4 ranked player in the world, and someone who has already reached the semifinal stage at both the US Open and Wimbledon throughout her career. Bencic endured her own grueling marathon just to get here too, grinding past American Taylor Townsend in a contest stretching well past 3 grueling hours before closing it out in 3 sets. Speaking honestly afterward, Bencic admitted she felt genuinely frustrated early in that particular match, but graciously credited her opponent for making things genuinely difficult, saying she needed time to adjust and was genuinely glad she never gave up. This is the very first meeting between Eala and Bencic at tour level, and nobody truly knows what to expect. On paper, Bencic holds the experience, a hard-court record built across more than 200 career victories, and the composed nerve that comes from competing in an Olympic final. Eala, meanwhile, brings the momentum, the deafening crowd support, and a ranking that keeps steadily climbing week after week. A win here would send her surging into the quarterfinals of a WTA 1000 event, matching the deepest run of her career at this level since her stunning run to the Miami Open semifinals last year, where she memorably defeated 3 Grand Slam champions along the way. There's also something larger happening here that extends well beyond just one match on one night. Eala trains out of the renowned Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca, Spain, where she has worked for several years with coach Joan Bosch, a longtime figure at the academy who has patiently guided her ascent up the rankings. She calls him her trusted confidant, someone she believes in, along with the rest of her team back home. That foundation is a significant reason she has been able to handle mounting pressure like this, match after match, city after city, without ever seeming to crack under the enormous weight of expectation. The scenes in Toronto have honestly been something else entirely too. Filipino fans have packed the stands night after night, waving flags and chanting her name, turning an ordinary third-round match into a full-blown national celebration. She isn't just winning matches anymore, she's actively building a following that travels alongside her from tournament to tournament, city to city, continent to continent. So here's exactly where things stand heading into this defining clash. Eala is visibly exhausted but unbeaten across this entire North American hardcourt swing. Her ankle held up once already under genuine pressure, and she insists there's nothing seriously wrong to worry about going forward. Bencic is battle-tested, deeply experienced, and coming off her own grueling three-set survival. Neither player has ever previously faced the other, which makes every prediction right now merely an educated guess. What we do know for certain is this. Every single time Eala has been doubted this year, she has answered back emphatically on the court. She answered it against 3 Grand Slam champions in Miami. She answered it against Jessica Pegula in the Washington final just last week. And she answered it again, on a rolled ankle, against Caty McNally just a few nights ago in front of a sold-out crowd. Whether she can somehow do it again against a genuine Olympic champion is the question the tennis world is watching right now. If she pulls it off, it becomes her 8th straight win and a spot in the quarterfinals of a WTA 1000 event. If she comes up short instead, nobody should call this run anything less than one of the most extraordinary breakthroughs in Philippine sports history. Either way, Eala has already demonstrated beyond any reasonable doubt that she truly belongs on this enormous stage. Make absolutely sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on, because this story is moving quickly, and you will not want to miss what happens next in Toronto.